So hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm Nikki, and today's video is just a quick talking video, and I just want to talk about getting back on track after a vacation. So I thought the timing was perfect on this one, and now I have a little bit more experience with vacation because we typically don't vacation much. We're very much so homebodies, but anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give it a like and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it, and let's jump right in. If you guys don't know, we recently went to New York. It was an amazing opportunity. We had so much fun, and it was something new for us because I had mentioned in the video, we hadn't been on vacation since like 2016. So this was our first trip in a while, and it did take some adjusting and getting used to prepare to go and to come back and just get back on track. So I thought I would share some of the tips and the things that really helped me and what has helped us through our journey. The first thing I want to talk about is actually setting up before you leave for your trip. I realized this was probably more important than even the stuff that we had to do when we got back. Setting up before we left helped us tremendously when it came to getting back home and just getting back into the swing of things. So what I mean by that is, first of all, I'm always like last minute. I was packing last minute, very hectic, just normal for me. But what I did was I made sure to really do a good job to just clean and get my stuff organized. Not so much like the kitchen, just even in general with my clothes and stuff. I cleaned out my closet the day before I left just so that everything was organized when I came back and it was easy for me to just do my laundry, put my clothes away. That helped a lot. But then also cleaning the kitchen was huge. So I cleaned out the kitchen, cleaned out the fridge completely, made sure that it was just empty and ready for us when we got back home. But I also had food in there that was gonna go bad. So what I did was I took all the veggies, I made a giant egg bake, and then I was able to cook that up and freeze it so that we could have it when we got back. And we actually had it for breakfast the first 3 days after we got back from our trip. And it was just so convenient. We had a nutritious big egg bake packed with veggies that was already made. We just had to throw it into the microwave from the freezer. And it was what I made the day before we left. So that was huge. That helped so much. And then it saved all the food that we were worried about going bad. Even like not just veggies, I had cheese and I had sausage and the eggs. I just wanted to make sure that everything wouldn't get wasted. So that's why I did that. And there were even other things that I could have done to make sure that it didn't go bad. I did make the bacon, but that was for Trevor to use, but I could have made it and threw it in the freezer or something like that. So just kind of going through and making sure I'm all set up when it comes to that, so that when we come home, everything's organized. It's not some mess that we're walking into. And we even have some stuff prepared for us. And along with that, we also had some veggies from the garden. I was able to cut those up and freeze those. And now I just have chopped up veggies in the freezer that I can use for my veggie mix. So it helped us get even more prepared than I realized. Then the next thing I want to talk about is just having a fresh start when you come back. So like I said, you cleaned out the fridge, having a grocery trip. So we did that right when we got back. We had so much stuff we needed to get. We got lots of meat and produce, cheese, different stuff like that wasn't gonna last if we obviously got it before we left. So we did a giant grocery trip. That got us a little bit more excited to be cooking at home again, making some meals. And it's always just something that keeps us on track. For some reason, we enjoy grocery shopping and finding new things to make. And I find it really motivating when we do a big trip and we have all the food in the fridge. Then I'm more likely to actually make meals at home than go out, because after going on a vacation where you're eating out at restaurants all day, it is easy to come back and just want to continue that cycle. Like we did struggle with it for even a couple weeks after. We just continued to want to eat out or just get fast food or restaurants because we had kind of gotten used to it. Even in a short span of time, it just became like the easy thing to do, and we like remembered how much we enjoyed just eating out. Having the food in the fridge made such a difference and really helped us to just get back on track right away. Along with that, I want to talk about prepping ingredients. I never meal prep, but what I do, and I talk about this all the time, is I prep ingredients. So I was excited to come home and make my veggie mix. Of course, I was feeling exhausted, but I made sure, not the day we got back, but the next day, to prep some veggie mix, make some turkey burgers, get some food pre-made in the fridge so that it was just ready for us to make meals with. And that's always something, whether we're on vacation or not, it just helps us so much when we have those ingredients in the fridge. That's something huge that I do just any week, but it helped specifically the most when we came back from a vacation and we weren't feeling like cooking and stuff like that. Then the next thing that's really helpful when getting back on track after a vacation is to just start tracking right away. So if you're on WW or you track your calories or macros, don't put it off. Just the first day that you're back to resetting, start with your first meal, start tracking, and just really find a way to motivate yourself to get back on track with it. Whether it's like setting rewards for yourself, like I've done in the past many times, because it really does motivate me. So I set rewards if I track for 30 days straight, and then I reward myself with something. So if you want to do that right after you get back from a trip, if you're struggling to start tracking again, set a reward for yourself. Like after 1 week of tracking every single day, you're going to get this for yourself. And even if it's just like a coffee or something that's going to make you happy or something that you're going to enjoy, do something to add a little bit more motivation behind it, because that really does help, and it doesn't put too much pressure on you, but it's all in your control to do the tracking. So it'll help you kind of stay on track with that. Not tracking on vacation definitely gives you a taste of not having to worry about it. It makes it just obviously easier when you don't have to think about it, but it is important that right when you get back, you just get back into the swing of things and start tracking again. So that was definitely a priority of mine, was to just get my app up and running, because I hadn't been using it on vacation, and to just start making meals and tracking them. And what I find is a lot easier for me personally with WW is that I don't have to track my 0-point foods. So that's a little bit more incentive for me to bulk up my meals with 0-point foods, because I don't have to track them. So a majority of my meals, I only have to track a few ingredients. Like a bowl, I'll have to track the rice, sometimes the cheese, and sometimes the meat. Usually everything else is 0 points that I try to include in them. I try to keep meals simple, especially when we got back. I tried to really keep them simple, less tracking, but then I kept up with my tracking. Then another thing I want to say is just don't overwhelm yourself when you come back. Give yourself some slack. You understand you were just on a trip. You're still getting back into the swing of things, especially when it comes to activity and exercise. I was nervous. I went a week without lifting weights, and that wasn't normal for me. I've been very consistent with weightlifting for almost 2 years now. And so having a week off was kind of scary to me, and I was scary to get back into it. I felt really anxious when I went back to the gym for the first time, and I did notice that even in a week, I was using lower weights. I felt more tired just doing a few reps. Like it really did affect me. So I didn't want to overwhelm myself or put too much pressure on myself to get back to where I was even the week before I left, because I knew that I had just had a really nice week, relaxed, and had a lot of food, and my body was just adjusting. I did go lower in weight at the gym. I gave myself a few days off skating. Of course, I was excited to get back in skating, but I wasn't trying to go every single day, even though I had missed out on it for a week. I still gave myself some rest days in between because my body needed it and still was recovering from the vacation. Don't overwhelm yourself with activity. Don't think you have to get back and start running right away or something. Take it slowly. I took it slowly at the gym, and now I'm finally just getting back up to where I was before I left, which is kind of crazy that it took that long, but I didn't want to overdo it with my body, and I found that that's what's worked best for me. Okay, then the last thing that I want to say is to just enjoy your vacation. We had so much fun. We ate so much food, and we were careful about it. We didn't want to like completely go the opposite way and like shock our systems and eat so much cheese and butter and dairy and everything that we had, but we did want to enjoy ourselves. So we didn't track, and that was awesome. It really did make it feel more like a vacation. We enjoyed the foods we wanted to, of course, in moderation still. We didn't want to, again, be sick. We wanted to be able to still be walking around and doing the things we wanted to do, but we really took advantage of all the different foods that we wanted to try, and we didn't hold back at all. I just think it's really important to fully enjoy your vacation and make it feel like a vacation, so that when you get back, it's like a reset. Instead of maybe stressing about it all vacation, and you get back and then you just feel like you didn't take a vacation and you're just like still going, and it's harder to kind of get back into it, if that makes sense, because you never really stopped. I don't know. I just think personally it's really important to enjoy your vacation to the fullest, so that when you come back, of course, it'll be a struggle to get back to everything, but it's gonna be a struggle either way. So if you stress yourself out all vacation and don't enjoy your vacation because you're thinking too much about this, then you're just gonna come back and still be stressing about it. Enjoy your vacation, come back, take it easy, and don't overwhelm yourself, but have a plan in mind so that you know how to get back on track and what's gonna work for you. Those are just some of the things that really helped us out when we got back from our trip. It really helped us, like I said, to prepare ahead of time, but then also be ready when we got back to just get right back on track. That's pretty much all I wanted to talk about today, but if you guys found this video helpful, please go ahead and give it a like and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it, and I will see you next time.